goes. Check it out. Pretty cool. Huh? That's the camera. That had nothing to do with this. Anyway, I think I will, instead of starting there, I will start on the regular old website. Now, I have built a ton of software into this website. About 80% of it is turned off right now because I don't have a server that's strong enough to run it yet. So I've made sure it all works and it all works together. So I've got a pathway to getting there, but I don't have the money to do it myself. That's what I was hoping this room would be fuller and we could get more members to come on and work the system, but I'll show it to you guys as is. We have, let's go in the back end. This is what you can't see on the website, so. The different kinds of software I've got are things like well, there's the marketplace. Let's start with, where's the idea system? Ideas. There it is. These idea boards, what I'm using them for right now is to make a charter for the website. And it uses an idea system where if you have an idea, you go on, type the idea, and it gets sent to a organized board where I can change different things on it. So I've got a building the charter thing set up, and that goes to this IFN development page. The IFN is going to be the Indy Friends Network. It's basically the same idea, concept as the Small Press Association and all that, but it's updated and more. I've got a basic charter already written. A lot of it isn't finished yet. So I'll leave it right there for a second. Hopefully I'll be able to get people working on this with me because I don't want to do it all myself. It's just too much. We've got to get a little bit of working together between all the publishers to, if we want all this stuff for the price that I can get it for and use it, we need people to work together with us, basically. So the member cred point system is a very interesting thing. So what it does is when somebody posts something on the social media feed, or if they post a product, or if they like a post or something, anything they do on the website, it can give them a credit. Credits are basically digital money. So I can use it as any price point I want for that. You know, I can give them away. I put 1 million of them into a central account, and it gives them out and then collects them if they get spent again. So there's a credit system. People can earn free credits. The way I'm going to use that is that when I get the advertising set up in here, you'll be able to buy advertising $1 for $1 with a credit. So the credits are going to be worth $1 to me when you buy them or spend them back on whatever your projects are. We can use them for different things. I'm also, the cred system works directly inside the marketplace software, so it can be used to buy things in the market software any way you want. So if you as a store owner wanted to buy or have an item that's only available by IndyFest credits, you can make it through this system and sell it and collect credits, and you can use those credits on advertising or whatever, that kind of stuff. So that's the credit system. I've got software that will run just like any Indiegogo or funding crowd software. I've tested it, it works, it's great, it's ready to go. we need a manager for it, basically. So, I don't see myself having enough time to manage each thing that we're gonna build. And so we have this available. It's ready to go. It would make money, because that's what it's for, funding people's projects. We can get that going. Needs a little bit of, the server needs to be upgraded that we're on. If I don't get the server upgraded, I can't add more stuff. I'm at a limit right now of what I can afford on a comfortable monthly basis for my website to run, but I'm gonna show how we can get it better. There is an event presentation software in here, so that if Bob Corby wanted to work with me, I could set up his event, his venues and everything, all the maps and everything for the show, and all his information about whatever different parts of the panels and guests and all that. Makes a really nice presentation, and it provides Google Maps and everything. It'll let them sell tables and tickets and all kinds of stuff through the website, through the event software, which integrates with everything, basically. So he can, if he wants to use it, I'm gonna offer it to him, basically for free for him. But any other events that we get anywhere in the world that wanna come in and put their venues and their events in, it'll let you be able to search them by location. If you're in California, you want to know what small press shows are in California, you'll be able to search within a radius and that kind of stuff. I also have a job management software in here. It's ready to go. I've tested it, it works. I turned it back off. Jobs management software it's as good as any other job management software with like LinkedIn or those kind of things. Softwares that are ready to go. And then there's the market. The marketplace is, I haven't set up too much on it yet, but those are the categories I spent the time trying to figure out what all could be in here. So far we've only got 2 products, but that's besides the story. The market lets us set up vendors where you're in control of your store. So if I got a store named Dime Store, there it is. And I go to that, and it brings up Dime Store, my products, my address, and just my products, the ones that are for me. There's a way for you to just market your own store, and the marketplace also makes your stuff available to everyone else. So you can do it different ways. It also allows business-to-business transactions. So if you have products that you're producing, like a comic book, and you want them to be available to comic stores at 50% off the cover or 60% off the cover, whatever you've worked out with the comic book store, you can have the comic book store come on, buy it, and we'll have it set up so that the comic book store will have its own page where it goes and sees everything that is available to them at the prices of wholesale prices. So it'll work business to business and business to customer. The competition. There are things that do slightly similar things. The big one that's out there right now is Shopify. Shopify will get you just about everything that is here, but it will cost you $29 a month for a basic membership. A regular membership is $79 a month, and an advanced one, if you have a big store and have a lot of products, etc., is $300 a month, which is basically $5,888 a year. I've got listed on my little thing here a few other ones. They're all basically about the same price. I found one here that it says it has no fees, and there's no minimum orders. But when you go through its fine print, which I did, I went through the fine print on all of these just to see what they're offering and what they're requiring back and all that kind of stuff. This one actually takes the rights to your products and they can knock them off for you. And if you decide to stop selling them, they are legally allowed because of their thing to make your product and sell it without you. That's the kind of sneaky stuff some of these companies are doing. I am thinking, with all the money that I need to upgrade the software bits and pieces for licenses and different support systems that come with it. You got, with WordPress, you get a lot of, oh, it's gonna cost $30 for this upgrade and $30 for that upgrade. It gets kind of stupid, but you wanna have those extra features, you end up getting it. So, if I add up all that stuff, everything that's needed, I come to around $3,000 a year of maintenance cost. The website hosting, I'd like to move up. Let me show you a couple more things real quick. This is the store. The back end of the store is right there. And it gives you a back end that you can set your products, set your things. You can change the colors and the shape and how your things look, add your own logos to your store, everything like that. It lets you set capabilities, so if you have employees that you want to have be able to run that, you can set their capabilities so they can run sales through there and complete sales and stuff like that, but they can't add them if you don't want them to, and that kind of stuff. It's got all kinds of controls like that. So this software also works with the POS software, which, where'd it go? POS software is really cool. This setup, it takes all the, this is just a demo version of it, so it doesn't have the structure from our marketplace yet. It's got test data in it, basically. So you set up your categories, you can go on the market and do all that. You can also set up a category that's just your store or whatever, however you want to do that kind of stuff. The POS system, it basically makes it very easy to, where do we go here, where do we go? What is that? Oh. Add stuff to the cart, but with a quick little click. And then when you go to pay, there's your pay. You can add in what you're paying. If they're paying cash, you can do that. You can change your guests and all that kind of stuff. You can have a barcode reader that clicks a card that bring up whatever, if you have guest customers set up or one that has a discount or stuff like that in your store, you can set those things up in this POS software. This POS software allows you to add all the products you want, and if you don't want them to be on the marketplace, you don't have to have them on the marketplace, so you have your own separate thing going. So that's the advantage of this particular shopping cart system. The final overhead, I think I got it around $4,000 to run everything and max up my hosting account so it will run everything. I'm at a level, I'm on level 3 right now, and it goes up to 8. So there's more money to spend to get faster service. Right now, without people on the website, it's not making sense to lift it up yet. However, if we start a membership program and I'm charging $15 a year for a membership, I only need 200 people to sign up, to have all the money to run the software and all the PS stuff and have it all available at a maximum speed, and it works. That's what we all need to get behind. If we want to have this software available for the future for all of us, I'm not going to run it in a way that I need a lot of money. I only need to cover the costs. I'm not looking to get rich off of anybody else's books. All the sales in your carts and everything, I'm gonna have it set up with 0% coming back to me. All the money goes to the publishers and whatever stores and whatever else we can get people to use this. So the only money I need is to cover the cost of the running the software, and then after that, I'd be happy with just like $5 per person to fund my stuff so I can make my comics again. Because that's really the reason I started doing all the newsletters and things like that. Is so I put out a comic, and then the only way to market it is to actually go to a comics convention, sit at a table, and individually talk to people. And that's how you build audience. And it's still how we're doing it today. And we can leverage social media posting and the larger indie market where people that are making like soap out of their houses and selling it to their local markets. If we get those kind of people into the system doing it, then we can use them as one of the numbers that are on here helping us make sure that this stays very cheap for all of us to use. And that is how we're going to get from sitting at tables going, boy, I hope more customers walk in the door here, to having the customers know where the show is, when it is, and get excited about it beforehand and actually come to the show. We need more customers, all of us do. And I think this is a good way to leverage the social media that's out there, people use it, and get them more interested in independently produced items. And that includes the comics that we all make. So that's the basis of my presentation, and I'd like to open up the door to any questions anybody has.
I have a question about Marketplace.
Okay.
So on Marketplace, what pay options are available through the way you have it built?
The way it's built and the pay options are, it's really going to be very versatile. Whatever you have, you can use. So if you're on PayPal, you can plug your PayPal into it, and all the money's running into that. The Marketplace will hold the money for a week, and then it'll pay it out once the order has been officially marked as fulfilled, basically.
Okay.
So that it's all your funds. You can go on there and go, send me my money, and it comes to your PayPal, or it goes to your Venmo, or it goes to your whatever.
So the Marketplace will act as a bit of an escrow account for the shipping of the item, as far as holding on to the money until verification of shipment. So how do you tie in your credit cards to that? I mean, if I'm using, MasterCard, Visa, Discover, American Express, how does that tie in? Is that something that's built into the system, or is that something I need to add on?
The Marketplace system will have available and integrated. People can pay any way they want. Let me show you real quick here.
So like Venmo and Apple Pay is something I've been getting a lot of the past few years.
Yeah, let's go to the store and show you a product.
Okay.
And so there's my comic.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go, baby. So there's a display of the comic. You can well, this is supposed to be the pay system. This purple box is supposed to say different ways how to pay.
Is it because you're logged in as the owner of the site?
Not sure. Let's take a look. We can go different browser. Let's make sure I put someone different in. Alright. Oh, it needs an email address, duh. There we go. Let's take a look. No, there's actually something glitchy going on right there.
What happens
Anyway.
if you add it to cart and then try to pay that way?
Okay, let's look at that. That's a good idea.
The card to try and check out.
Yeah, so there's the cart. You could add coupons, blah, blah, blah. There it is. There's the checkout. You can buy with WooPay or proceed to checkout. Checkout will have information for your stuff, here's the order, and then you can pay by credit card, PayPal, direct credit. There's other things, I don't have them all turned on, but, I mean, you can pay with the Discover, MasterCard, PayPal. I know Venmo's supposed to be in here. I don't know where it is at the moment. I'll have to go in the back end and do a little look in there. But anyway, it will accept payment of in any way you want, basically, from the website. It'll come in, it'll go to my account, and then that account, I'm gonna set it for like a 5-day payout, so when money comes in, and then 5 days later, you get 100% of it. I'm not gonna be taking any cuts.
So the 5-day, hold on payout, is that a 5 business day, or is that until confirmation of delivery or confirmation of shipment?
It's basically until the order is marked complete by the person whose order it is. So if a person orders 5 different things from 5 different publishers
Okay.
in the marketplace, it will split that order, send you what you are responsible for, and send the other 4 people what they're responsible. But when you get your part done and click it and mark it done, then your money is ready to go to you.
Okay.
So there, that's how that works. Any questions from you? You like what you're hearing?
Sounds good.
You like what you're hearing? How about you? What is your background? Yeah, you.
Oh, I'm sorry, I came in a little late. So you developed IndyFest or? are you
Yeah,
just-
yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. I built this from the ground up about 4 times in my life now. This is the most recent version. I've been working on this version since Christmas, and I've gone through and I've debugged and made everything work together. I know all these different pieces of the software that I've got turned off. I've got a lot of stuff turned off right now, just because the server I'm on isn't strong enough to run. It doesn't have the background resources to run everything right now the way it is. But I've got it running perfectly with what's turned on.
Okay.
So that's where I'm at with it, to grow it to what it could be, should be, and everything. I just need people to use it. If people use it, I'm not asking for much, but that little bit of support, getting more people into the system so that it should and will take on a life of its own, because
So I know that like Etsy right now is having a problem where, I mean, not right now, for the past like decade and a half, right?
Right.
A lot of, like, basically content farms, but I don't know, just like mass producers are pretending to be like independent creators.
Right.
I'm sure the small fees for those wouldn't be a problem. How do you see yourself, preventing that from happening on your site?
I see that happening on our site by using the Indy Fest Network charter. The system that I'm building here, it's gonna detail usage of, proper usage of everything, and it's guidelines. I don't want any, I'm not putting out rules that you gotta follow, but I'm gonna put out guidelines so that you know what you're supposed to be able to do and how to do it. And that's what the charter is about, is I want to be able to detail it, and if it's not written in a way that you understand, there's a button on this page that you can go here and present your idea. And you say, I think this needs to be worded different, and tell us what it is. It goes into the system, and I can manage the development of the idea to be better presented, so that we work together as friends. I mean, that's what we all really are. We're just a bunch of people making independent stuff. Being in an organization that values the friendship part, we can police ourselves. We know who is doing good things, and we know who's messing things up. It'll become very apparent, I believe.
I think it is set up even with the content form. Each shadow entity would still need to have its own membership, so therefore the funds are still there, even though it is a, like you say, content farm supplying the product. They do that by making it into the smaller shadow creators to appear to be multiple creators. Well, then each multiple creator would then need its own.
I see, okay, yeah, so you could probably, yeah.
So even though it was one entity, they would have to have 1,000 memberships, or 200 memberships, or 12
yeah.
memberships,
Then it
or
would
whatever,
suddenly.
for each supposed creator.
Yeah,
Right.
okay.
And I was also, I don't know if you were here for the part where I was talking about the different competitor type things that are out there. I went through and talked about Shopify. There's one on here called, if you ever see advertisements for Shift for Shop, it sounds great the way they have it presented. And I was like, wow, this really rocks. They might be killing me. But then I went through and I started reading their fine print. I downloaded the PDF of their fine print, and I read the whole thing. And it's in there, about 7 pages in, is their contract gives them the rights to trade on your trade names. It gives them the right to, and it says this, knock off your products.
Yeah.
So if you stop making them, they can pick up right where you left off. And that's the fine print you gotta look for in a lot of these things. That's why I wanna do the fine print of Indy Fest in an actual document that's online, that big letters, everyone can see it and read it. And if you don't like what it says, you can help us vote to change it.
Yeah.
And that's what the Indie Friends Network part of it is for, is to help us just be a real community of independent producers. We make our rules, and if you break them, you can go to Etsy or these other places and lose your rights and whatever, but we'll protect your rights, and we'll do what we can in here to make sure that you have the voice that you need to have.
I have another question. So I use Gumroad right now.
Okay.
Because I'm making like no profit, and it doesn't, when you don't make anything, it doesn't charge you. But it forces me to set a minimum price for
Right.
each of my products.
Right.
Do you have anything like that set up?
I have in fact, the way this is set up, you can set your price anything you want. If you're selling a comic book, you set the cover price, or what you want for it, or how much your shipping is, whatever. You're in control of your products and how you want to be able to get them to the consumers. If you want to be able to have them on wholesale availability, you can do that. If you don't have to. All these things are completely up to the individual person's store, design in their head how they want to run it.
So then you're only supporting income for the project that comes from the $15 yearly membership fee
Correct.
Only,
And this,
so-
the charter, I have built into the charter that once this overhead is met for the year, any further memberships are going to go into a IndyFest fund. And that IndyFest fund is going to be managed by the membership. I'm not gonna be in charge of it. If the membership says, hey, let's all work together and build that up and put on our own show somewhere, call it this or whatever, and we wanna start up in a new city somewhere, we can fund it. There's ways, I mean, at $15 a year per person, I only need 200 people. If I get 15,000 people using it, and they're all still paying 15,000, that's it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm gonna put that into everybody's hands. How do we want to use that to better the marketplace for everybody?
So they
So that-
possibly go into publishing grants and
Yeah,
and
yeah.
scholarships.
I mean, I'll have the ability to run Indiegogo type funding projects on the thing, but we can also set up scholarships, say, oh, we're gonna put out $15,000 towards this school's program or something like that. We can do a lot of different things with that money, but I don't wanna be the one that says, this is what we're going to do with it. I wanna put that into a fund that everybody gets a chance to say, hey, let's have some ideas talking about this and see what can really be done to do some good. That's the basis of, that's what the IndyFest network is supposed to be. I mean, I used to call it the Small Press Association, but it's the same basic concept. We're a group of similar-minded people, and we get to make up our rules the way we want to, and I want to be in charge, but I have all these ideas all the time, and I can't freaking stop having them, so I keep making them. And I just want people to use them at this point. In my life, if I can get this to run without me, I'm fine. So I just want to, I want to make something that really benefits everyone's bottom line, so that when Bob Corby puts on a show like this, we're not most of the people buying stuff from each other. We got a line of customers coming in the door, and that helps everybody.
Well, then, I guess the one thing I'm still kind of unclear on is I think I understand the core of what you're going for, but then how do you build a non-publisher following? I mean, otherwise, you've got a bunch of members who are creating content.
Correct.
But again, then this just becomes an electronic way to have the same people selling the same product to each other.
Right. There are, I talked to everybody out there yesterday, and I asked.
I'm not surprised.
I asked most of them,
Mm-hmm.
where else do you sell your stuff? And some of them do this, some of that. Most of them just go to comic shows. And I'm like, well, why don't you go to your local library, and when they have a book night where book authors can come, and you go and you sell your comics there. You gotta find new ways to get in front of the thing. Go to a flea market, get a table at a flea market, and just see what you can do. Your fans don't tend to come to you. You have to build your following.
That's
And if you
exactly
don't,
true.
and if we don't build our followings, we got problems. But as far as one of the things, it was probably 10, maybe more years ago. We sat at a dinner one night. We were talking about IndyFest as a show, just a show that we put on. That was before I put on the one little tiny one that I did. And we talked about having if we had a show that allowed music producers and stuff. We get that nowadays. After all these years, there's a lot of people out there that have music and stuff available that home produce. But I mean, what if we have crafts and stuff. We can get people using this software and the market that make their own butter and sell it locally, and or if they make knives on a forge and they sell it locally and stuff like that. Those people all could benefit from having a $10, $15 POS system that they can take to their shows too. And once they get their customers going to this marketplace, those customers are predisposed to liking homemade things. So we make an audience out of the market that likes everything that's independent, not just comics. That way, they go, oh, let's see what the different things are, and seasonal items, Christmas. Oh, there's a comic book that was listed as a Christmas comic. Oh, it's cool. And they buy it, whatever. We find new ways to present the products so that new people can find it better. It's not done. I don't have a complete solution. This list doesn't do very much. It just shows you some ideas.
Good placeholder, but yeah.
But when we get a good-looking marketplace templated in and it looks great, customers will, I think, like having a place where they can go see different things that are independently produced. And it has, the market system has a way where somebody in Okeechobee, Michigan can press on a map and say, what's within 500 miles? And it'll bring up any Indy things that are within their distance and that kind of stuff. So it's gonna have tools that people can use to learn more about Indy stuff. And the more tools we can give them and the more ways we can present it, the more people will come to. That's my thought on it, at least. So, what do you think?
No, it's just, so I'm not sold on Etsy or what?
Gumroad? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with that one at all.
Oh, okay.
So I know that most of them make their money on percentages of sales and so on and so forth.
Right.
Which you're not doing at all. It's all based on, I want to say almost as a nonprofit, but it kind of goes with potential beyond that.
Yeah.
You're looking mostly just to get it funded, not make any money at first, and then when if more money comes in later, it's basically not going to you. It's going to this general fund that can be used for various, as decided by membership.
Right.
I guess I'm still unclear as, when I go, when I'm selling on a lot of the bigger international platforms, I'm in front of 1 million people.
Right.
I'm in front of 10 million people. If I'm on Facebook groups, there's anywhere between 40 and 4,000 members in some of these comic groups that I sell on.
Right.
How does that compete with that?
Well, the social media setup of the site, it allows groups. We can start drawing those groups
But I mean,
our system.
how does it tie in? I said compete, and I meant more, how does it tie in with that?
Well, it is easy to post a post from this
okay.
software onto.
So you can link share them.
You can absolutely link share everything. You can copy the link, you can put it right on your Facebook. You can use that to go into a Facebook group and post your post into the Facebook group.
And
what that does,
answers my question.
it draws the audience.
Well, it draws both ways.
Exactly. And that's fine.
Yeah. Because while they're looking at mine, they're in your overall purview. And then it's like, what else is in here?
Right, exactly. So that's
that makes better sense.
Any other clarity that you might need? I'm just.
I think you got it covered for me.
You gotta go. How about you, Matt? Is there any thoughts or ideas that you can see that would be concerning or of interest to discuss?
Oh, I think you pretty well covered it.
Well, that's good. I'm very happy to hear that. Well then, at 1:42, I think we have accomplished as much as we can at the moment. Would like to say thank you for coming and listening to me. It's very hard to get all of this information out in 2 minutes, standing at a table.
Sure.
Even when I am passing them a flyer that says some of the information, because the flyer doesn't cover half of what I just talked about. Getting that information out is reliant upon all of us that understand why to do it, to start doing it. And once we get people starting to do it, it's gonna go like that. People will go, oh, that makes sense. Look at what he just did with that. I can do that too, boom, 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 and we've got a business going on, and everybody's bottom line can improve. Like I told a number of people, my job is to see you have all the fans that you can use, ever have, need. If I can't provide you some new fans with the way I'm setting things up, then I suck, and I don't deserve any support. But I think it will. So, there you go.
Thanks, Steve.
No problem. Thank you, Matt, for showing up. Dan, and if you want that website, come give me your, so,